Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Rob Cray here with another Geeksation Live Podcast. And this week we're going to be talking Marvel versus DC. Of course, we got our usual suspects. Andrew Lebo.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. That's like your signature now. Dakota.
Oha.
Oha. No, I was actually did a little research. Is it like Japanese?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm hip.
Yeah. See, there you go.
So
yes, you are. You are hip.
So, as I said, we're going to be talking Marvel versus DC this week. I'll just start off by saying I'm not the biggest comic book fan. I like the movies and all. I guess I'll say I'm more knowledgeable about the movies per se than I am the comics. But what about you, Lebo? What's kind of your experience with all this?
Well, I've seen all the movies except the Wonder Woman, obviously, that just came out. And what's the last Marvel movie that came out?
Guardians?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. I've yet to see that one.
Oh, man.
I really regret not watching that one.
Yeah.
But I've seen them all several thousand times because my son loves them. But as far as that goes, I don't really have any comic knowledge to really back that up.
Yeah.
To really compare, I guess, would be a better way of saying that. But I've been a superhero fan, I guess, if we're going to go that route, since the beginning of time. And I've always really liked DC better than Marvel.
Yeah. So Team DC.
Yeah. I've always been a Batman fan, always been a Superman fan. More of the darker comics, really, not really necessarily Superman, but Batman, like Punisher, which Punisher's Marvel, but that those kind of characters. Spawn. That's what's Spawn. That's Image now.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. I like the darker comics too.
So that's why I was never really into Marvel, because it wasn't really as dark as the Batmans and that kind of stuff. So I was never really into Marvel. And then Iron Man came out, and I was like, "Oh, cool! Robert Downey Jr., Sherlock Holmes is in this. Cool, I'll go watch it." And it was cool, And I'm like, "Yeah, it's an okay movie." And I liked the Hulk movies; those were always good. The one with Edward Norton was good.
Yeah, the Ang Lee one.
Yeah.
That was a travesty.
we don't talk about that.
Yeah. The film that shall not be mentioned.
Yeah. But I really didn't start getting hooked, I don't think, in the Marvel MCU until the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out on the TV.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. I watched all the movies, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cool. They're kind of all interconnected. That's neat. But then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, and it connected everything.
Yeah.
And it was a good show. Like the first 3 episodes kind of, But then after that, it started actually connecting all the dots. Yeah. And you're like, wow, this is really cool, because it's like one giant puzzle and how they all fit together.
Yeah, that's definitely, the cool thing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU, is that, up until that point, I don't think there'd ever been any kind of film franchise that had an interconnectivity like that. And of course now everyone's trying to do it. You've got DC, of course, doing their version of it, and then now Universal, of course, is doing their Monsters universe, which is going to be interesting to see if that even pans out. But it's definitely a cool concept, and I think Marvel, has done it well. And I'm not so sure that these other companies have done such a good job of trying to recreate that. I'm especially concerned, this is totally off topic from, comic books, but like I said, the Universal Monster series, I'm not so sure that's going to really work out. Honestly, I don't even think they're going to get past the Mummy with that series, because just the way they've approached it, I don't think is good. They announced all these films before even the first ones come out. So what I think Marvel did right, though, was that Marvel kind of started off by releasing Iron Man and what was the second one? Thor, I think, was like the second movie. And then
Thor, I believe, was the second one. Yes.
Well, actually, I guess technically Thor would have been the third one because the first one was actually the Hulk movie. That was the original like Marvel.
Actually, that was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first like, and then it was Iron Man. So, but they basically made these films that kind of started the universe that were like standalone, like they were good films on their own. And they kind of hinted at a broader universe, but at that point they hadn't quite, stepped into that yet. And so with DC though, what I feel is that DC just kind of like just threw a bunch of stuff to the wall and tried to create this universe too quickly. And so I feel like they're kind of struggling right now. And unfortunately, I think that Universal's going to have that same problem with the Monsters Dark Universe series.
See, what I think about the DC is I think they went in expecting people to know the characters.
Yeah.
Without explaining to the common person who don't read the comics.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's definitely a good point.
To a fan like me, like Batman vs. Superman, I knew who everyone was, and I was fine with that. They didn't need to go into detail. Justice League, I know who the Flash is. I know who freaking Wonder Woman is. I know all that. So it's not necessarily offending to me, but as a common person, I can see where they would be like, "Who the hell are these people, and why should I care?"
Well, especially with Marvel, because I mean, when you think about Iron Man, like I didn't really know much about Iron Man until that movie came out. Like, I mean, I knew of Iron Man, but I wasn't a fan of Iron Man.
I knew the song.
Yeah, exactly. And he wasn't like one of those characters that you thought of like at the forefront of Marvel or, comic book heroes. I mean, when you think of comic book heroes, you think like Batman, Superman, the X-Men, but Iron Man wasn't one that you immediately thought of. But now Iron Man is one that you immediately think of. Like the MCU has basically brought some of these unknown Marvel franchises to the forefront, especially Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I never even heard of Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie. I have to be honest. I had no clue what it was. When I first saw the first trailer, I was like, whoa, what the heck? There's like a raccoon shooting guns. This looks crazy. So, I'll say that, the MCU has really, really expanded, the knowledge of the general public as far as a lot of these like lesser known heroes.
I mean, if it wasn't for the success of the Thors and the Iron Mans and the Avengers, more so, you wouldn't be getting Doctor Strange. And I don't think we would have even got Guardians, and Guardians is a gem.
Yeah. Guardians is the best, in my opinion, of Marvel's MCU at this point. And I really like I said, growing up, I was familiar with comic books, and I was, I was with Lebo. I was more into like Spawn and stuff, but like, I can't say that I was ever like a true comic book fan growing up. I just kind of had like a loose knowledge. Like I would watch the cartoons and stuff. But the only comic book hero that I can say that, from a child up that I was always a fan of, and still to this day is my favorite comic book character is Batman.
Yeah.
So I think that goes for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But,
which brings me to why DC screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I agree with Dakota because everybody knows who Batman and Superman is. I mean, it's kind of stupid to redo their origin stories for the 487th time.
Yeah.
So,
like Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man, yeah. We don't need that again. We don't care. Everyone knows Bruce Wayne's parents are dead.
Yeah.
And Superman used to live on a farm. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They went with a different Batman than everyone was used to. Mm-hmm. They went with the old crotchety Batman.
Yeah.
And then, in my opinion, totally miscast that with Ben Assbag.
Really?
Oh my God!
Really? I mean,
Ben Affleck. I like Ben Affleck more than I do Christian Bale.
Well, I won't go that far, but I will say that I was pleasantly surprised that Ben Affleck was better than I expected, but I just didn't feel like that movie, Batman vs. Superman, did him justice.
I think he's casted as probably the best Bruce Wayne, maybe not the best Batman, but the best Bruce Wayne by far.
I'll give you that. Yeah, he was a good Bruce Wayne. I think Christian Bale was the best Batman.
Was always the best Batman.
Oh man.
Adam West there.
Yeah, I guess there's definitely some disagreement here on that. But sorry, go ahead, Lebo, with what you were saying.
But Well, Michael Keaton had that. I mean, you could believe he was Bruce Wayne, a little goofy Bruce
good.
Wayne, but he was a Bruce Wayne.
I'll give you that.
And then Batman, he had just enough for that time. I mean, it was 86, 87, 88, 89.
No, it was like 89.
So he had just enough athletic prowess to get him through Batman as Batman. So that's why I liked Michael Keaton as Batman. Now, when Christian Bale came out, other than the I'm Batman and I have a really deep voice and no one can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Other than that part of it, it was great.
Well, that was kind of goofy, but I just really like Christian Bale. Yeah.
Christian Bale looked the part and he kind of acted the part. He wasn't a bad Batman, but
come on, guys. There's no love for Val Kilmer.
But no, come on. Why Val Kilmer when we could get George Clooney?
Kilmer was amazing compared to Clooney. But oh my God,
Kilmer and Clooney are a victim of horrible writing and direction.
Yeah.
That's what they were. Horrible writing and direction.
I'm sorry, I'll never see Clooney as Batman. That was awful. You know, writing aside, he just was not Batman.
The only good part about those Batmans was Robin.
Well, I like Kilmer. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like Batman Forever. I have to say it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I even, I don't like Batman and Robin, but I don't know. I kind of like Mr. Freeze in that. Schwarzenegger was pretty cool. The thing was they were so over the top, and that kind of ruined those. And what I liked about Tim Burton's film and what I like about Batman in general is that it tends to be dark and gritty, and those just went overly like neon, and like really.
Well, they were trying to market to children.
Yeah.
That's why those were so over the top.
And come on, guys! Jim Carrey is the Riddler. I mean, that was fantastic.
Riddler's always been one of my favorites, and like he doesn't get like one movie and now Gotham.
Oh yeah, he's awesome in Gotham.
The guy that plays him in Gotham is excellent.
Yeah, I love that shit. Gotham.
But see, and then that brings up another reason why DC is the DCU, I guess, if you want to call it that. That's why they're going the wrong route. Like, why not incorporate Gotham into the DCU? I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch because it's almost a different story.
Yeah.
But dude, have that guy play the Riddler because he's good at it.
Yeah.
Have that guy play Penguin.
No, that would be cool. Have some crossover. Yeah. The only issue, of course, being that this takes place years later, and so the Riddler at that point would be a much older character.
Yeah, but not that far. 10 years, maybe.
No, well, I mean, Bruce Wayne's a kid.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, the guy who plays Alfred on Gotham is probably the best Alfred.
Oh, yeah, I love that guy. Oh, he's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, even the kid who plays Batman's good.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's such a great show. Like, I have to say, I'm not a huge, I can't say I'm not a huge fan because I just haven't watched many of them. But the only TV shows as far as like DC Marvel that I've really watched are Gotham, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, the Netflix series. I'm a huge Daredevil fan. I just absolutely love Daredevil. And I like Jessica Jones. What was the other one?
Iron Fist.
No, I haven't watched Iron Fist yet. Luke Cage. I really liked Luke Cage when it first came out. I was into it, man, for like the first half of the season. I was like, oh, this is good. But then I lost interest.
Spoilers. Oh.
Huh? No, I just lost interest like halfway through, and I've never finished it. So
they have a Punisher one coming out, and then CW pretty much owns DC when it comes to the shows. That's completely off. They have Arrow, they have The Flash, they have Agent. What is it? What is it?
League of Legends.
Yeah, League of Legends.
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
And Now those are actually I haven't watched any of them. I watched one episode of the League of Legends, and I started watching an episode of Supergirl and an episode of Flash. And from what I saw, they were good. I just don't have time to keep up with all of them.
I wish that they would have.
Let's talk about how hot that girl who plays Supergirl is. Every time I see like a promo picture for her, I'm like, dang, man, she is hot. But
what were you saying, Dakota?
I think it's Legends of Tomorrow is what it's actually called.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. League of Legends.
And then
that's completely different.
Well, as far as the TV series, the only ones that I did start to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like a few episodes, and I just wasn't really feeling it, so I stopped watching it. But I heard it gets a lot better like in later seasons. So it's just the first season, I guess, is kind of slow.
The last season that just aired was really good, Rob. The one before that, I think they're on their third or fourth season. I don't know. Yeah. I'd have to look that up. But the season before that was a little
yeah,
and it kind of started teetering off, like not making a whole lick of sense. But this last season was really good. It kind of took a while to get going, but it's really good. If I could backtrack just a little bit though,
sure.
the DC on CW, those shows. See, this is where the DCU screws up. Why can't you just have the guy that plays the Flash play the Flash in Justice League?
Yeah.
And why not have some crossover? Because that would be epic.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Stephen Amell as the Arrow showing up on movie would be great.
Yeah.
And also,
and those shows are really good from what I hear.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a whole following.
Yeah, I've heard the Flash is fantastic. I've been meaning to watch it. It's just like, I feel overwhelmed at this point, don't you? I mean, there's just so much. It's just hard to follow.
You also have Lucifer on Fox for DC, and you have
Gotham.
The show Lucifer.
Yeah, I know, but Gotham's also on Fox.
Yeah, and then you have Preacher, which is on AMC now, which is DC. So
that's probably why it's so difficult to kind of do a lot of crossovers with this stuff, is because they're on different networks.
Oh, and iZombie, I forgot about that one.
iZombie is based on a Marvel comic or DC?
DC.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Huh. While they are on different networks, I'll give you that. You have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the Netflix series.
Yeah.
They're all interconnected.
Yeah. True.
And they're all in the MCU.
I guess
it can be done. DC just refuses to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's something, I'd have to look into that, but there's got to be a reason for it.
I think looking back, I think DC holds the market for most TV series because you have the original Flash, then you have Smallville, then you have the Constantine that was really short, that was only a season.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You have Wonder Woman, Shazam, Batman, all these shows. I guess that's why they
Shazam is a show?
Shazam was a show.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's so hard to keep up with this, man. There's like so much.
Shazam was in the 90s, Rob. So that's probably.
It was I remember the movie, but I didn't know there was a TV series.
You also had Lois and Superman.
Yeah.
Or Lois and Clark. I'm sorry.
Lois. There you go.
I actually liked that movie. Dean Cain made a pretty good Superman.
Well, it's just I'm talking as far as like new stuff though. Like it's getting to the point of oversaturation, and I feel like this is one thing I've said for years, that like at some point like it's just going to be too much, and it's so hard to keep up with. Netflix has got 4 different series now, plus they got another one coming out like sometime this year or next year. Oh, no, well, they got a couple more coming out. They've got The Punisher. And then what's that other series that's coming?
The Defenders.
The Defenders. No, I think there's also another one. Like there's so altogether Netflix has 6 to 7 different series, going and upcoming.
Not to mention there's supposed to be a Deathstroke show coming.
Yeah, it's insane. That's just Marvel. And then all the movies.
That's be in DC, but still.
And then DC, you have all the stuff going on with DC. It's just impossible to keep up with all this. It's and I think you're going to reach the point where, like I said, it's oversaturation and people are going to start losing interest. And of course, I'm also afraid that might eventually happen with Star Wars, with Disney producing, a movie every year.
And therein lies my problem with Marvel movies. There's too damn many of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to sit here and watch Iron Man 1 through 3, 3 Thors, God knows how many Spider-Mans they're going to make because they, jerk themselves off over making a Spider-Man movie.
They do get pretty slap-happy.
Yeah, they did.
I will say though, I'm pretty high. Like, you know, when they announced Spider-Man, I was like, really again? Because, you know, this is the third reboot in like a decade, you know, in like a decade, right? A little over a decade. But, you know, you had the Sam Raimi ones, then you had the one with the Amazing Spider-Man series a few years ago. And then, of course, the rights to Spider-Man went back to Marvel. So now Marvel's doing a reboot. So 3 times, it's crazy. It's like overkill. But I have to admit, like at first I was like, oh, you know, at this point, I'm so sick of Spider-Man. But as soon as I saw the new Spider-Man in Civil War, I was like, okay, I'm hyped. And so now it's one of my most hyped movies this summer, I have to admit.
So yeah, I never liked Spider-Man, so I'm not terribly excited about it. But my whole thing with this one is, I wonder what happens. Like, I don't know if Marvel actually got the rights to X-Men yet, but
No.
X-Men is my all-time favorite of them. And if you look at the continuity between those and the continuity between the Marvel ones, it's like such a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And it like irritates me.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really Marvel that owns Marvel obviously owns the rights to X-Men. It's the
movie rights.
Movie rights would
exactly
be actually falling to Fox.
Is it Fox or Sony?
It's owned by Sony.
It's one or the other. But
Wait, no. I'm sorry. It's X-Men. It's Fox. It's Fox that owns the rights.
Okay. You'd actually have to have Disney.
I'm thinking of Spider-Man was owned by Sony for a long time.
Yeah. So yeah, Spider-Man was Sony, and then
I remember
they did that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say in Civil War, it was actually Sony. I think they caught a chunk of change from that because they actually lent Spider-Man to the movie rights to have him in that movie. And then after that movie was over, that's when Disney purchased the rights to the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I love that kid, that new kid that they got in. Oh my God, I'm so hyped for this movie. I mean, I saw the trailer a couple weeks back, and I was just like, oh man, I can't wait. I think it's probably my most hyped movie this summer. I love Tony Stark. I love, you know, Iron Man's like my favorite superhero, other than Batman at this point. And I really love Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of Tony Stark. So anytime I see him in a trailer for a new Marvel movie, I'm all for it. but
well, I mean, you have to. That's all Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
because Iron Man, the movie itself, if you take Robert Downey Jr., and I know it's Iron Man, it was about him, but think about having a different actor in there.
Yeah, there's no one else who could do it.
It wouldn't have been very good.
Yeah,
it's like someone else being Wolverine now. Like it's no Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yeah,
it's not Logan.
I have like a totally straight man crush on Robert Downey Jr. I think. Love that guy, man.
Well, I started watching. Dude. I started watching Logan last night.
And, I haven't seen that yet.
And X-Men, and I don't know how to explain this correctly without pissing off a bunch of comic book people. But see, X-Men, there's several different timelines and time universes and all this crap that goes into that.
Yeah.
So once they finally get rights to it, like they could go back and kind of incorporate all those movies into the MCU if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And kind of just refer if they ever got those rights, which I think they're kind of leaning that way where they're probably going to eventually.
I just
they're gonna have to pay big bucks because I think Fox has the rights for like a long, long time.
I hope that
they have a list, a very long list of all of the comic book characters that they own. Mm-hmm. Sony does. And they basically say that's why in Deadpool it was Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead because Sony didn't own those rights.
Well, I think you're getting
Fox didn't own those rights. That's why That's why they got, because they didn't want those two. They wanted two other different ones, but Fox owned the rights to them. And so they said, okay, fuck it. We'll go with these guys. Sorry.
I mean,
Language.
Okay, screw it. They went with this one.
we all want that Deadpool Wolverine on-screen cameo, so
Yeah.
we'll probably never get it.
Yeah. I hope that Marvel, does get the rights to X-Men, because I think they'll do it right. I think they've done a really good job with, with all the other franchises at this point, obviously so far. So I would be interested in seeing a Marvel X-Men movie. But yeah, I have to look more into the whole complications with that. But I remember reading about it. And I guess they own the rights for like a long, long time. So Disney would really have to pay out the wazoo to get that back. But I would just like to see them completely reboot that franchise. Honestly, I mean, at this point, I don't think it makes sense if they did get the rights back to kind of like incorporate, the different timelines and stuff and make it part of the MCU. Because when you think about it, all those actors and stuff who played that we've come to know as like these X-Men characters, a lot of them are getting old. I mean, the first X-Men movie came out in like 2000.
2000.
Yeah. I mean,
It was a good movie, though.
It was, but I think it's better off if they do get the rights to X-Men to just reboot it with new actors and everything else.
No. I want Magneto to stay. I want them to bring.
Yeah, he's getting old. I picture him as Magneto totally, but I mean, he's just getting so old.
He could play Methuselah.
No. See, Michael Fessenbaum.
No one got that reference.
Yeah. No, I didn't get that reference.
Methuselah. Look it up. Google it. Methuselah.
But
old dude, basically, is what that incorporates.
Someone will get it and mention it in the comments, but we don't.
So Dakota, so now, before our shows, we all get together and we kind of have like almost a little pre-show about how this is going to go. And Dakota is a big DC, like he loved Batman versus Superman, whereas Rob and I, we didn't really care for it.
Yeah,
so tell me what you liked about that movie.
I'm curious.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Why I think Batman vs Superman. Okay, a lot of people said it was boring and whatnot, but I'm so into DC and the comics and all that I thought what they did with it was good. Because I've read some of the comics, I've read the backstory on where that comes from, and I liked the fact that they brought in Wonder Woman. I mean, there was parts that weren't great, but I mean, I would put Batman vs Superman above the Avengers Age of Ultron any day of the week.
Yeah, Age of Ultron was a little...
I mean...
That movie was a mess. I remember, that was like the only Marvel movie that I fell asleep in. It was just, my problem with I really liked the first Avengers movie. I thought it was great, but like the problem that the Avengers movies seem to be having now is it's nothing but action and there's not a lot of like plot, right? Like I'm more interested, like what I really love about like Captain America and the Captain America movies especially is it actually has a plot. But like with the Avengers movies, it's just basically like, let's throw it like 50 superheroes in one movie and just have a gigantic battle, and it's annoying. Like it's too much, and it's way too over the top for me. Like that's why I prefer the standalone films over the Avengers ones. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for like the next Avengers movie because the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in it and everything.
Yeah, but that's just even more.
But yeah, it's more. It's going to be so crazy.
Doctor Strange is going to be in it.
Yeah.
You have all this. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be a mess.
Well, now Civil War was excellent.
Yeah,
I thought Civil War. I thought Civil War was way better than Age of Ultron, and they had more characters in Civil War.
What it still was a
Ultron.
Yeah, but I felt like the reason was because it was a more focused story, though. Like there were a lot more characters in it, but it had a more focused story as to what was going on, as opposed to Age of Ultron.
But the new one will too. It'll just be like little cameos almost.
Yeah.
Because
you're talking about the Avengers, Infinity.
Yeah, Infinity War. Because from what I understand and from what I've been hearing, is that is supposed to basically be Iron Man 4.
Huh.
I mean, it's Avengers.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to focus more on Tony, because from what I understand. And all the rumors out there is that at the end of the movie, everyone's dead except him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all the and then the next one comes out and he finds a way to bring them all back.
Wow, major spoilers there, dude.
Well, that's just what I mean. That's just rumors floating around. I mean, that's just speculation.
That's still something that you don't want to say, because I don't read a lot of the fan theories or whatever, because I don't want to potentially spoil something. You know what I mean? And that's why I've tried to avoid with Star Wars especially. I just don't read anything because I don't want to know what happens at all. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. I don't know anything. Like I said, I'm not a comic book fan, so I have no idea. I know the movies kind of differentiate from the comic as far as the story, but I have no idea where that's going. I guess evidently now I know they all die. Thanks, Lebo.
I mean, it may not.
Well, that's just speculation. That's like Rey being a Skywalker. Like we don't know that. That's just speculation.
Well, there was that scene, right, where he foresaw that in like one of the last movies.
Yeah, that's where that speculation comes from. Yeah. In Civil War, when was it Civil War? No, it was Age of Ultron, when the Scarlet Witch got him.
Yeah,
he had that, and everyone was dead except him.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Well,
who knows?
But
it's already been videoed. It's in the darn movie there. It's not really speculation at this point. It's there.
Yeah, we kind of got off on a tangent there. What were you guys saying before that though? It was Dakota. You were talking about
Dakota was oozing and awing about Batman versus Superman.
Okay, it's more about the DC. It wasn't that bad.
I did fall asleep.
I had to watch that 3 times because I fell asleep.
Yeah, I fell asleep during it. It was. And it had the same problem that's how we got off subject. It had the same problem that the Avengers Age of Ultron had. You're right. It just was like way too bloated and like way too much. Like it I don't know. I didn't feel like there was enough plot. And the plot that was there, I felt was cheesy. Like, especially, oh my God, let me just say this real quick. The one part that I just, at that point, I just wanted to throw my popcorn at the screen was where Superman and Batman.
Your mother's name is Martha.
Oh my God. What was that garbage? That was like one of the most poorly written things in cinema history.
What? I think that's actually in a comic book.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
I think so.
That was so bad. I mean, it was cringeworthy. I was like, okay, this whole build up, right? And then all of a sudden the fight just ends because, we have our mothers have the same name. Like, what the F? WTF.
Well, we got Justice League to look forward to now.
Oh man.
And I did like how they tied Suicide Squad in with Batman vs Superman.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. Look, at this point, I'm not that hyped for DC. I'm more of a Marvel guy at this point. DC so far hasn't done anything to impress me with their cinematic universe. The one movie that I can say so far that I really enjoyed was the Superman movie. That was it. And I will say this, like the positive thing I'll say about DC is that I do like the darker tone that they're going for. Like I do like that. And I want to see more of that. Because what I really loved about Superman was how realistic it was. Like it really felt like based in reality, right? Like this,
when he came out, when he had the beard and he went and saved that guy in the ocean, that was cool.
Yeah, it was an awesome movie. I really enjoyed that.
I liked that movie.
But the Batman versus Superman to me was just so bloated and over the top that it just kind of killed my interest in it. Like it just felt cheesy. You know what I mean? Like I will say that I want to see more of Batman. I would like to see a standalone Batman movie, and I wish maybe they had gone that route first of maybe having a
What the hell's that about? Sorry, I want to see Batfleck and Jared Leto back.
Yes. Oh my God. But yeah, I was gonna get onto that. But I want to see Batfleck and Leto in a movie. That would be amazing. Yeah. I just want to come out and say this. I loved Jared Leto's Joker. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my God," but I thought it was cool. Like, it was a little over the top as far as like the tattoos and stuff, and but overall, I really liked the performance. I thought he was like crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not too far off from a comic book version of the Joker.
Yeah, it's just, you know, the thing that really stood out to me when I saw the concept was like, I just felt like the tattoos were kind of corny, like, you know, damaged across his forehead and stuff. I mean, that was cheesy. But overall, when I saw his performance, I was like, I really enjoyed it. I was like, man, you know, I want to see more of this. And what really made me mad about that movie was the fact that there wasn't more Joker. And evidently they left a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor. I read that there was enough footage of Leto from that movie to do a whole Joker film. So,
you know, my biggest pet peeve of that entire movie, Suicide Squad, I hated their casting for Harley. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Margaret Robbie. She's very nice to look at.
Yeah.
But she was not a good Harley Quinn.
I loved her as Harley Quinn. I thought she was great. I want to see a whole movie of just Joker and Harley Quinn, like a spin-off of that.
She's not the quintessential Harley Quinn, though, that when you think Harley Quinn, hey, Dr. J, that's who I think of when I think Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And it's not, that wasn't her.
Yeah, but
it's more like from the Bronx, Harley Quinn. Like,
oh, come on. I mean, we can't make every character exactly like, you know, a previous version of.
But that's how it's ingrained in us.
It's just like this.
That's
Joker.
Harley Quinn.
Well, and this Joker isn't the quintessential Joker, but
like when we got Joker, we got a good comic book Joker for the first time. This is the first time Harley Quinn has been on the big screen, and we got a shit version.
Language.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Tip jar. Ding.
But
I liked. Okay, so I didn't really care for Jared Leto's Joker. I liked him as Joker.
I know I'm in the minority there,
but I didn't. Well, it's hard to explain. I didn't like the Joker character. Let's put it that way. But I liked Jared Leto playing that. Does that make sense? I like Jared Leto as the Joker, but I didn't like that character of the Joker. Like to me, he wasn't playing the Joker. He was just playing some psycho named Joker. You know what I mean? And then, like, Margaret Robbie, like, I liked her as Harley Quinn, but to me, that wasn't Harley Quinn. Like, does that make sense?
I guess. Look, I understand where a lot of people, like, I mean, Heath Ledger is the definitive Joker. Like, I loved Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, I think he's the best on film version of the Joker I've ever seen.
Okay, this is the you think your opinion on Leto was unpopular. Just wait till I sit here and say, Jarrett, that Heath Ledger is the worst Joker.
Oh, come on.
He is the one that he is not even. Okay, that's Joker is not about.
I'm gonna flog you.
Well, you can do whatever you want, but his character was more of an anarchist than he was a comic book Joker.
Well, look, that's the point. Is that why does it have to be like a comic book Joker? Why can't it just be like what I find interesting is that every adaptation of the Joker that's been on film has been very different. I mean, Jack Nicholson's Joker is completely different than the Joker that Heath Ledger played, and then of course Leto's Joker is completely different than any of those Jokers. I think it's cool, and it leaves room for adaptation of the character. You know what I mean?
I mean, and set inside that world of The Dark Knight, he was a good character, but it just doesn't come off as Joker. It comes off as anarchist.
I loved Heath Ledger's Joker.
No, he didn't do a bad job at doing. He acted. His acting on that was fucking phenomenal. Language again.
Serious.
Just gonna put a ting.
But yeah,
I see what Dakota and I have the same exact opinion on two completely different Jokers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting, you know, because it really is such a divisive topic. But I love Jared Leto's Joker. I want to see a lot more of him. And you know, of course, I loved Heath Ledger's character. It was amazing. And you know, even Jack Nicholson, when I go back, I mean, it was good, but like, I don't think it.
I think Jack Nicholson was the most like, if you would take the Joker from the comic, like off print and put it in there, that's Jack.
Yeah.
But he didn't do a really good job with the movie per se acting that, but he looked the most.
Yeah, going back, it's kind of corny. Like when you go back, I mean, he looked cool, but like the acting wasn't that great. But I don't know.
The best Joker is Mark Hamill.
Yeah, the best Joker is the animated Mark Hamill.
Best voice of Joker.
No, but that Joker that's in the animated version, That's the Joker.
I won't deny he's a great Joker, but like, look, I'm not saying like who is and who isn't the best Joker. I'm just saying that I really enjoyed Leto's Joker and I wanted to see more, and I was really disappointed. And I will say this, Suicide Squad, I was so hyped for. Like, I mean, I don't think any superhero movie I've ever been more hyped for in my life than Suicide Squad. And I was so disappointed. Like, one, obviously, because there wasn't more Leto. But two, also, it had the same problem that, we're talking about with Age of Ultron and Batman vs Superman, is it was so bloated. Like the last half of the movie was so boring, and they just fight these generic enemies. And it just goes on and on and on. The first half of the movie good, second half of the movie sucked. I was really disappointed in it, and I just honestly I walked away just like, dude, all I wanted with that movie was more Joker and more Harley Quinn. So let's get.
I don't know what they did with that movie. Like it didn't even follow the comic that well.
Yeah.
At all. It was like, what is going on here?
It could have been a good movie, but
it went downhill when Joker took off in the helicopter.
There was a whole scene that's missing, I guess, evidently.
Where she chases him down.
Yeah. I love
that. That was cool, and then it just.
Yeah, the whole love story between Joker and her, and that was amazing. Like I just wanted that movie. Like screw all the rest of it.
If by chance you haven't watched Suicide Squad, to anyone of the viewers watching, make sure you get the extended cut with the extra Joker and Harley scenes.
Oh, it actually has this extra scenes in it. I heard that a lot of it was cut out. Like this,
a lot of it still is cut out, but you have a couple of the ones that were like her chasing him down on a bridge. She's like riding in a motorcycle as Harley Quinzel before she was actually Harleen, before she actually went.
Is this where he slaps her? I know that was controversial.
No. This is where like she like goes nuts and she's like, it's what's the term for that? Where you're like abused into liking
Stockholm.
That's where she's like suffering from that, and she's trying to get him to love him.
Yeah,
get him to love her, and then they get out on the highway.
They need to do a cut with just those scenes and make it.
I mean, you can find just those scenes on YouTube.
Oh man, it's such a good. Like I really enjoyed that, and I just love that whole like a love affair between the two of them. I thought it was really interesting. I wanted more of that, and
let's hope. I kind of hope that they bring some of those characters back.
I hope they do a sequel. I think they will, but I hope it's better than what this turned out to be.
I want more. I want Batman to have. I want Harley, Joker, and maybe I don't even know. Probably just Harley
the Boomerang
Joker.
guy.
Boomerang.
That's another thing the movie suffered from is they introduced these characters really quickly and then.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like most of those characters, they were, maybe had like they just so generic because they never did any kind of like background on them. You know what I mean? There wasn't no character development. So, and that's why I felt like the only two characters that really were developed were Harley and Joker. And that.
Well, and the
director.
Bullseye.
What's his name? Or Deadshot.
Deadshot, yeah.
So.
And the director, what was her name?
Director.
Yeah, the director, the one who sent him in.
Oh yeah, I can't remember her name.
Really good too in there.
Yeah, she was a good character. She was.
Well, that's a good actress. So that's just a good actress playing that.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see more of that. It was a little disappointing, but overall, like I felt that they had a good premise with it. It was kind of annoying. The music though was weird with that, like how it just would randomly start and stop. Like I don't know what they were trying to do with that, but that was odd.
That was DC's version of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about it like that. That's interesting.
That was DC trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's interesting.
They did the same thing with what was it Batman versus Superman? No, it was this movie. That's what I'm thinking of. Where they just have random songs in there, and I'm like,
yeah, it was bizarre.
Oh, they're trying to be like Guardians of the Galaxy.
except Guardians of the Galaxy did it well. They
The Guardians of the Galaxy made sense.
Yeah. Because they have the whole plot device of his, Walkman or whatever.
Makes perfect sense. I mean, there's a talking raccoon, a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, Rocket. I love you, Rocket. Rocket might be, I take it back, aside from Tony Stark, as far as Marvel characters, Rocket's probably my favorite.
I actually like Peter Quill way better than Tony Stark or Rocket. I think Peter is probably the best character.
Yeah, he's
or what's his name?
Yondo.
Frank Castle's
there you go. You knew exactly what I was getting at.
Yondo is great.
Mary Poppins, best character.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. That's so good. Yeah, that was a really good movie. I was Guardians of the Galaxy is such a pleasant surprise. Like, I mean, my wife's not really into like all this geek stuff as much as, not at all really, but she loves Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's one thing that, like, when those movies come out, like, I don't even have to like beg her to go see it with me. She's like, okay, let's do it. So maybe she has a thing for.
That's Baby Groot. We all know.
Chris Pratt.
Baby Chris Groot Pratt. It's Baby Groot fighting them baby dinosaurs. We all know that's what it was.
Is it weird that I found Mantis attractive?
No, not at all.
I was like, is it weird that you found Mantis attractive, or is it weird that anyone would find?
No, I'm just saying. Am I alone in that? Because I was like,
it's not weird that you would find Mantis attractive.
I mean, I have a thing for, like, what is it like? Oh, what is it? The character, I don't know. Like, aliens in general, like that stuff, that's not bad. There's a blue one in there, too. Nebula. Yeah. Is it bad that I have a thing? I think Nebula looks like...
Oh, yeah, she's hot, too. Yeah.
How about Jabba's previous slave? Before Leia.
Who was Jabba's previous slave?
The green chick with the real
the Twi'lek or whatever.
We're getting off subject so bad.
Can we go on? That could be a whole other podcast.
Yeah, podcast. Who's the hottest female character?
Hot alien chicks.
Yeah.
Leora Tassoni.
If you could go on a what's the word I'm looking for? Sex tourism of the universe.
That's basically what Peter Quill's character is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So Wonder Woman, are you guys planning to go see that this week?
I mean, have you seen the way she looks back still
on
that subject?
On that subject. Yeah, she's beautiful, man. Wow. That actress is
They cast that one good. She's going to make a good one. Like, she did pretty good in Batman vs. Superman. I think a standalone movie will be
felt she was shoehorned into it.
Yeah.
I honestly think they could have done without her, but, like, I think they should have just started her off with her movie. I have to admit, though, I'm not, like, super hyped for it. Like, I don't know. I mean, I want to see it, obviously, but... And I've heard it's really good, so obviously it's, piqued my interest even more. But I can't say Wonder Woman, obviously, is a character that really, like, stands out as a character that I would get hyped about. But, as from the reviews, it sounds like this movie is just the best, DC movie yet. So,
go ahead, Dakota.
I mean, I think doing the standalones, they can put more focus on the characters and then pop Justice League out, and they'll be a little more on track with what Marvel's doing. But
that's what they should have done in the first place, I think. I think maybe they should have, maybe came out with a Batman movie first, like a standalone, maybe like tied that in with Suicide Squad, like we were talking about, and then maybe do Wonder Woman.
If you look at the Batman versus Superman movie, like the whole, you probably could have taken a 2-hour movie and take Batman versus Superman. Take Superman almost completely out of it. Maybe make him have a couple of appearances, but not be like the whole final battle thing.
Yeah,
like you could have had Superman and Batman, that whole build up to Batman, like when they first meet, and they're like, and that whole battle, that could be the start of Batman versus Superman. You could have had a whole Batman movie where he's chasing down, Lex Luthor's got him and he's tracking all that crap.
Yeah,
you could have had a whole Batman movie with just him chasing Superman.
Yeah.
Or not chasing him, but, trying to set all this up.
Well, and then what was the monster in that movie called?
Doomsday.
Yeah, Doomsday. So that whole thing, that I wish they would have cut that whole thing out. Like that.
But that could have been a whole nother movie.
Yeah,
Like
that was garbage.
you could have started Batman versus Superman when they first meet up at the light, right?
Yeah.
Then you could have had them fighting each other, and then they figure it all out, and then they go fight Doomsday.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Right? That could have been a whole. I mean, you could have had a 2.5-hour movie to build up Doomsday.
Yeah.
Because that in itself is a character that you did not explore worth crap.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have had 2 movies right there.
Yeah.
And you could have made buco money because you're going, oh my God, Batman and Superman are going to be in the same movie. And then they build up. And then you're left with a cliffhanger because they meet at the bat signal when it ends, and it ends, right?
Yeah.
And then you go into the second movie, and it's Batman versus Superman, and you're like, oh my God, I got to see what's going to happen because they're going to fight each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go into that movie, and it starts them fighting. Then they duke it out or whatever, and then there's, this whole plot line with Doomsday. Like you could have had that whole plot line. The whole Batman versus Superman movie could have been 2 movies. Could have made twice as much money.
No, I agree with you. I think that would have solved the problem. It was just way too long, and like by the time the whole Doomsday thing happened, like I was ready for the movie to end, and I was like, oh my God, it's still good. We still got like a whole hour or whatever, 45 minutes.
Yeah, I put my hand in my face and went, oh my God,
like,
just kill him. Let's go. Come on. What happens?
It seems like we could do a whole podcast and just dogging on Batman versus.
Well, I won't say that their casting for Lex Luthor was horrendous.
Oh my God, he was awful. I mean, seriously, what in the world?
Like, he's a good actor
I didn't hear you.
outside of it.
Yeah,
Luthor.
The guy who played Lex Luthor, what's his name?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
he's on,
I don't know. He's way too.
Social Network.
Yeah, he played
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Yeah. Sheesh. But yeah, that guy. Oh, he was awful. He was just. I don't know. That movie was just such a mess, man. We can talk about this all night.
You know what I want though out of Batman that we haven't really got?
Huh.
Is it a down to earth detective style Batman like he really is in the comics?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what that whole movie could have been.
Like Arkham.
Figuring
the Arkham.
Almost.
Figuring that out. Yeah. And then boom, you have him meet up with the spotlight on him, and then the movie cuts off.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that Superman's coming back for Justice League. There's no way that they killed him off.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, you can't kill Superman.
Yeah, you can't kill Superman. But
that was lame. That was so lame. That whole ending. God, I have so many problems with that movie.
Honestly, I've never seen it because I fell asleep again.
Well, they have some of that ending in Suicide Squad. Like, there's a part when she's like describing.
I fell asleep during that too.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they're just too. It's just too much. They really need to I don't know, shorten these things and make them more focused. And then have the big brawl for like the like your Avengers movie or your Justice League movie, whatever.
In all honesty, I think as much as I like the DC universe and the movies and all that, I think their format is in television rather than in movies.
Yeah.
I think that's where they shine, and I think that's where they're kicking the crap out of Marvel.
Yeah.
But
I don't know about that.
They're not even. But then they're not even incorporating that into their big moneymaker movies.
Exactly. Like it's not a continued. Like at least Marvel is a shared universe where DC.
You wouldn't even have to have them in the movie. Like Marvel doesn't bring their TV into the movie, but they mention it.
Yeah.
They just mention it. They're like, oh, hey, by the way. Did you realize that the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still going on, but we don't really see them, but they're over there doing their thing.
But you're missing the point of in DC Universe, there's World 1, World 2, Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3. There's different sets of universes, and that's where, like, Gotham is like its own. That's not even included technically in canon, but you have the Flash, if you watch it, and then it's like Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3.
Oh, man.
And then you have the same with Arrow.
Yeah.
So
really
you have like but you have like in Earth 1, Superman's a hero. Earth 2, like in the Injustice series of games, Superman's a
villain.
POS.
Yeah.
No, but I get that. But okay, now that you're gonna do that, mention it.
It's
All you have to say is, there's more worlds than this.
Yeah.
That's it. It's what, six
There's
words?
There's a world where Batman has nipples on his bat suit.
Yeah, let's bring in the 90s Batman films into the fold.
Yeah.
Bring in the nipple suit.
Oh man, that shot! I always laugh every time I see that. Like he turns around and his like butt shakes. Oh, those movies are so bad. But while we're on that subject, I just wanted to say, as for as good as the Riddler was, oh my God, Two-Face was awful in that movie.
The puns in general ruined those.
Yeah. We need to get like a good Two-Face. Like, well, he was good in the last Batman movie.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I thought he was good in that, but like I don't know, I want like a more like another good on screen. Oh, I will say this: the one good thing about that movie was, do you remember like all the girls and stuff? Like Drew Barrymore was like one of his like chicks or whatever, like Two-Face. Oh man, it
was like generic Bond girls, but for like Batman.
Yeah, they had some really bad. They did some really bad stuff with that series. I think one day we should do a podcast just on the '90s Batman movies.
I think we could do a podcast just on the freaking puns that Arnold does on.
That's so bad. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably see Wonder Woman, but I don't think I'm gonna see it right away. I'll probably wait because I'm not really that hyped for it. I will see Spider-Man right away.
We'll probably pass on that one.
Really, you're not hyped for that?
No, I never liked Spider-Man.
Oh man.
I mean, I liked it as a kid, but I kind of
as long as we don't have to see Uncle Ben die again.
Yeah, I mean, they give that
How many
poor
times
man
that
a break.
poor bastard died?
But yeah, I'm hyped for that. And of course, I totally forgot about the fact that Thor, until the other day,
Thor Ragnarok looks good.
Yeah, Thor looks amazing. I'm hyped for that, so I'll definitely check that out.
To be honest with Thor, I think Loki carries that series.
Oh my God, yeah, Loki's like one of the best. Like he's up there, like with Tony Stark and Rocket Raccoon, and then Loki.
Let's just put it. Loki is why I'm now. I kind of have. Robert has a man crush on Robert Downey. I'll watch anything that
Loki.
Tom Hiddleston's in now, just because of the Loki role. So
yeah, he's amazing.
If I had to have a man crush, which I don't.
I mean, you have to. Everyone
Come
does.
on, we know you have a crush on Batflick.
Oh,
I mean, Robert
Jesus
Reynolds has a
Christ.
man crush on Jeff Goldblum. It just happens.
Goldblum's in.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, he is in Thor.
Yeah, oh man. No, mine would probably be what's the guy? Doctor Strange.
Really?
Benedict Cumberbatch? Is that
Yeah.
pronounced right?
He's got like 400 letters in his name.
He is a weird looking dude.
But the dude can act, man.
Good actor.
Sherlock? There you go.
Every time I see him in a movie, I'm just looking at his face. Like, what is wrong with his face? Like, there's something like I can't quite pinpoint.
He's British.
I guess.
Yeah. He looks like a snake.
He does. Like I honestly, like I picture him playing Voldemort. Like he should, like he totally should play Voldemort. Like if they ever do like a Harry Potter.
Are you guys making fun of my man crush?
A little bit. I
That's
mean,
not cool, man.
No,
he's great. Sherlock.
He's a good actor.
Season, but
sure. So is Doctor Strange good? I haven't seen it yet.
Doctor Strange is good.
It looks like a total mind f. Like
it's it's
like back.
It's not.
Like back when I was a teenager experimenting with certain substances, it looks like it would have been a good movie.
It's not near that bad. But it's
different from what you'd probably be used to in the Marvel universe.
Really?
Yeah. It's not necessarily a Marvel,
and that's not a bad thing though.
Yeah. I really want to see it. I was going to go see it in theaters, and
it's on Netflix right now.
Is it really?
It's streaming on Netflix.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it is.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm watching tonight. that and then of course House of Cards.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are we gonna do about that though? I don't know.
But yeah, it looks really good. I want to see that. I think I've pretty much caught up with all the Marvel movies and DC movies at this point, other than obviously Wonder Woman, which just came out today, and Doctor Strange.
You still do. I highly recommend watching Flash and Arrow.
Oh, and I haven't seen the new Netflix series. What's it called? Come on, Lebo.
Oh yeah, the new Netflix series.
Yeah, the
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Yeah.
Aren't they doing a Punisher?
Yeah, the Punisher's coming out next year, but it's coming out after Defenders.
No, really? Because I was just today. There was I just posted some news on the Geeksation Facebook page. Be sure to subscribe, guys. But that one of the directors from the Punisher who directed one of the episodes let slip that it was going to be coming out in November. Netflix,
right?
Yeah, you said next year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so because just the other day they one actor kind of let slip like a photo of like the teaser poster. It just said 2017, but evidently this director said that it was going to be in November. So I'm really hyped for that. That's going to be good. They nailed the casting on that too.
Forgot where we were going with that.
I still can't see Shane as Punisher though.
Oh, I was just kind of talking to Lebo about where I'm at as far as like what I've caught up with. I mean, I haven't, like I said earlier, I haven't watched any of the TV series other than the Netflix stuff. And the only TV series I've watched are the Netflix ones, and of course Gotham. I've watched that.
Gotham's probably still
Gotham is fantastic.
I mean, you can't, and a lot of things, you know how many people actually hate that show?
Really?
Weird.
Why?
I don't know. You see people bashing it online all the time, right? Because it doesn't follow the story exactly, but that's why I like it.
Yeah, it's, the whole point is it's an adaptation. It's not going to be exactly like, even the Marvel movies, from what I understand, aren't exactly like the comics. Like they take a lot of creative there's a lot of creative differences.
And I guess I'm hypocritical in the fact that I like Gotham for the same reason I don't like Heath Ledger's Joker. So
because it's different?
Yeah.
Because it's different.
So,
it's weird.
See that? That's odd.
I gotta admit that I'm kind of a hypocrite when it comes to that, but it's just how I am.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure some of the origin stories and stuff are different.
I think
and whatnot, but
yeah, I mean they do a good job. I mean
it's similar. Like the Mr. Freeze stuff. I don't know if you.
No, the Mr. Freeze on Gotham.
Yeah, was awesome.
Yeah, I'm caught up all the way to. I'm actually completely caught up, but
I'm not completely caught up. I'm actually because I think I'm like halfway through this season, so I think I'm up to the midway point.
Yeah, where they brought in Raiden.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me just say this. You know what character I absolutely hate and wish they'd get rid of? Fish Mooney. I hate Fish Mooney.
That should be gone.
Like, get rid of her. Like she's always like I don't know. I just cannot stand.
She's a made up character. She doesn't even exist.
Yeah, she is. She sucks.
Yeah. You guys aren't caught up. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not caught up.
I'm caught up. You mean on Gotham?
Did you see the last one?
Yes.
As in last week's?
As in last week's. I'm caught up completely to where...
Or this week's?
This week's the season finale?
Whatever Monday was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no spoilers, guys. No spoilers for me.
No spoilers, but
that's why we're talking in code, Rob. Jeez.
I just want to...
Let's just...
Huh?
Yeah, let's just. I know what he's talking about, but I can't actually say it. But yeah, it gets good. I mean, it's gone. Did you catch up? Did you watch?
Lebo's already spoiled the end of the next Avengers movie tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Did you watch have you got up to the part of the Joker though? At least.
No, I haven't seen. I know that he comes back, which I'm extremely hyped about because he was fantastic.
They never said he never said Jerome was the Joker, but it's implied.
If he's not the Joker, then.
But yeah, okay. So then you're half a season behind then.
Yeah, I love Jerome, man. Jerome was great. Yeah, when they killed him off, I was like, no, Jerome. But
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
how
know.
much you've missed.
Yeah, I know that show moves fast, so I'm sure I've missed quite a bit, even in just half a season.
Which is why I like it. The show moves fast.
Yeah,
Take a clue there, people.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know another character I absolutely hate too. I have to admit,
on
is
that
like,
show,
yeah, is his ex girlfriend.
Barbara.
God,
Oh,
I hate Barbara. Oh,
Too bad for you because she's in it a lot.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't stand her. I don't know. Maybe it's just the actress. Like the actress seems to have like resting bitch face, and so.
like with Robert.
Ting!
So it just there's something about her, man. I don't know what it is, but yeah, at this point, I just I'll just say this. I guess we should probably start with like our closing statements at this point, but I really want to see I think Marvel and DC both are kind of like oversaturating the market with the superhero stuff. I mean, I know that there's so many characters and stuff, and they just have this huge backlog of characters that they could pull from, but it really is becoming too much, and to the point where I even like have a hard time keeping up with what all is coming out, and I guess I don't even quite have the interest in keeping up with what's all coming out. I mean, obviously, I like the Marvel movies. I'm trying to keep up with those as much as possible, but especially with all these like Netflix series, the Netflix series are fantastic. Like I said, I love Daredevil, but it's getting to be a bit too much. And I mean, there's still like 2 or 3 different series are yet to come that I know of on Netflix. So we're talking in the next year, probably having 6 to 7 different series on Netflix alone, not to mention all these movies. And then, of course, DC is even worse as far as, I mean, they've got so many different TV series going right now. And then, of course, they're building their cinematic universe. So it's just a bit much. I feel a little overwhelmed. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in. Go ahead, Dakota.
I mean, it is a lot to take in. I mean, even if you're a fan of both Marvel and DC hardcore and you're trying to keep up with them both, that's almost impossible. Like, where do you find the time to do this?
Yeah.
Like, I just avoided Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I'd rather watch Arrow or something like that, or Flash.
And at this point, there's 4 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? 3 or 4?
I mean, Robin Scherbatsky, though. Let's put that out there. If you've watched How I Met Your Mother. I guess not.
Hello.
Is she a hottie? Is she a hottie, I think?
Yes. But
she is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. On I didn't really care for her in How I Met Your Mother.
Levo.
That's just me though. Anyway.
Oh man.
Okay.
So sorry, what were you saying, Dakota? I think Dakota was still saying something.
Oh, he was?
After that blasphemous comment. So
you said something about Robin Scherbatsky.
Yeah.
I said that would be the only reason I'd watch that. That was the only interest I'd have from that. But I stuck to watching like Arrow and Flash rather than going over to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even though Arrow and Flash are not going to connect with the cinematic universe anytime soon. But I like that they're separated into their own stories.
Yeah.
Rather than having to go out and watch this movie on top of watching this TV series. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to watch the TV series to enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
With DC, whereas Marvel, I mean, I guess you don't either, but there's an incentive too.
Like the Marvel Netflix series obviously take place in the same universe and the same timeline, and there's like offhand references, like you might see like a newspaper that mentions like, say, the battle at New York or something.
It's like the only reason you would watch all of it would be to catch all the Easter eggs.
Yeah.
That you would have to watch all of it.
But like, Daredevil doesn't directly connect to like the Marvel cinematic movies.
Now, I will say, the movies directly connect to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., though. But you don't necessarily need to watch the movie to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The coolest thing that I thought about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was when this was first starting to when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was first starting to take off, and MCU was on Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like they went on to the Hover Dealy Mahoo Whopper Jig, whatever the hell that thing's called.
The hover carrier thing.
Hover carrier, yeah. They went on to that thing, and then it blew up. I mean, that's the agents of. I mean, that's when Hydra like exposed themselves, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, not like in that way, there, Pee Wee Herman, but they exposed themselves to the Shield. You know, they came out, they came forth, and everything, and that's whenever all that went off. That directly, I mean, like the very next week on Agents of Shield, that happened.
I heard about
it. And it was
that.
like,
it
was like, cool. Whoa, that is neat, because like you went out and watched the movie, and then you came back and watched the show thinking, it's just going to continue where it was. No, that crap happened during, you know, and it's like, whoa, that's cool. And then the next season, or maybe it was in the fall or the spring, when Thor and the second Thor, whatever it was, what was that called?
I can't remember.
Anyway, when the second Thor came out and they did all that stuff at the museum or the school or whatever in Britain, England, wherever it was, that directly tied into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they were there cleaning stuff up and looking for alien artifacts.
That's cool.
Interesting fact. Thor, Dark Side of the... Was it Dark Side of... no, it was... Was it Thor?
What are you talking about?
I'm a little confused on which movie I'm thinking of. Hold on.
Interesting fact.
Yeah. It was an interesting fact I was getting at.
The Dark World.
A Dark World.
2013.
That's the one thing I will say, like Lebo, that's made me want to watch that series was because of when I first heard about that there were like direct tie-ins to like the next week's episode. I was like, oh man, I wish I had was caught up on the show because it sounds cool as heck. But yeah, that's really cool that Marvel does that.
Okay, what I was getting at, Thor: The Dark World. The main villain is actually ties in with the Warhammer game. That was the fun fact.
Warhammer?
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah. Malekith.
Huh.
Just fun fact for you.
That's an interesting. That's a way to go fact. You get a pat on the back. You can take one of those coins out of the swear jar.
Nah, I don't want to keep those in there. It's about to get filled right back in a second. Telling me. But also, like, if I go back on like DC movies, secondly, I guess if you go back to like Watchmen, for example, I guess their movies have always been kind of slow and heavy narrative based movies versus Marvel, who's like action packed, quick sort of movies. So I guess it really depends on what you like.
But I feel like the DC movies so far, like, well, at least, that was my problem with Batman vs. Superman is that it wasn't like I didn't feel like there was a lot of plot. It was just like a smash of, like basically the Avengers, the problem with the Age of Ultron, where it was just like throw a bunch of superheroes together and have a big fight. And it was just one set piece after another. And I wanted story, like I wanted some plot, but like there wasn't much, you know what I mean? And I think that was my biggest problem with Batman vs. Superman, and the fact that it was just so overly long. Like I really felt they could have cut that movie in half. It would have been a more interesting movie. Because I like Ben Affleck. I will say that. I was pleasantly surprised because when they first announced him, I thought it was a joke. I was like, no way, man. Like Ben Affleck, this is gonna be the worst. He's gonna make like George Clooney look good. But
my first thought was, what is this, 1998?
But surprisingly, I thought he did really well.
Yeah, I mean everybody was really mad when they first announced it, but it came out pretty well.
He didn't do terrible.
Yeah.
It pains me to say that he didn't do terrible.
Like I said, I felt he did a good job. I just felt like there wasn't enough development as far as plot and character development to really give him the time of day. And I really feel like he did a good job in that movie. And I think if they had done a more focused like Batman movie first, it would have made it that much better. Like I said earlier.
Yeah.
And I guess it is coming finally. I know that he was originally going to direct it and star in it, but I guess he stepped down as director and they hired a different director. So
had they
you're right.
Had they done like I said and done that, cut the movie in half like you said and split it into two movies, and you cut that scene, you leave it with a cliffhanger, you come back 6 months later, you sell out all the theaters in the country because everybody wants to see Superman finally take on Batman. And it goes, into a whole nother movie. That's how you bring in.
Yeah.
That's how you bring in a DC universe, not Jesus, not your mother's name is Martha.
Oh my God, that was so bad.
Let's hug.
Yeah, that was bad, man.
We got to hug.
And then after that, they were like best buds, dude. Oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad.
I think my main issue with it is because I've been waiting to watch Batman versus Superman on screen since I was a wee little boy.
Yeah.
And we finally get it, and we're like, oh, hey, we're going to have Ben Affleck play Batman. Seriously? Damn it. And then you actually have the movie, and I'm like, okay. I'm gonna go. It's been okay. He's okay. He's not bad. He's not terrible. He can make a good Batman. I mean, we had George Clooney be Batman, for Christ's sake, and it's so we go in here. We're gonna watch it, and we're gonna think with a straight face. We're gonna go in here, and we're gonna think. And then it starts. And then 3.5 hours later, after I wake up for the fourth time, I go, what in the crap did I just watch? Why is General Zod turning into that guy, bad guy? That doesn't make sense. What? When did that happen? And I was just so disappointed.
Yeah, it was definitely wasn't a great movie, but
now I know how you guys feel about Resident Evil.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah, that's we totally should have brought that up last week, but
The moral of the story is these two hate the DC movies in comparison to the Marvel movies.
yeah, I like Marvel a lot. I'll just say I'm more of a Marvel fan than DC at this point.
I don't hate the DC
as far as the
movies.
MCU.
I'm with Rob. I like the MCU better than the DCU. Now, I liked the Superman movie, the Man of Steel. That was good. It was way better than Superman Returns. Good, almost saved this 747. That was the only thing I remember that movie when he saved the damn plane. I just like the MCU better than the DCU, and it's.
Offhandedly, I will say this: I do absolutely love the DC animated movies. Like, those are really good. The ones.
Yeah, those are done well, very well.
I want to see this new one, the Harley Quinn, Batman and Harley Quinn, I think it's called, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's just called Harley Quinn, isn't it?
I think it's Batman and Harley Quinn, if I'm not mistaken. But it should be. I think it's coming out in like next couple.
Yeah,
weeks.
It should be out in a while.
But all right, cool guys. Is there any final comments that you want to make before we go ahead and close this out? Any last?
I mean, I want another Watchmen movie. Can I get that, please?
All right, Dakota wants a Watchmen movie.
I think they are coming out with one, aren't they? Didn't they sign one up for that?
I don't know.
I heard that.
I haven't seen anything.
Is it like a series or is it another movie?
I thought it was a series, maybe.
Yeah, I remember hearing somewhere something about maybe it wasn't a thing. It was actually happening, but maybe there were just rumors that it might happen. I don't know. But that would be interesting, especially if it was like on Netflix.
Yeah. My final. Do you have any final thoughts, Dakota?
Nah, just I want Dr. Manhattan versus Superman. Let's have that. Let's go with that.
Dr. Manhattan versus Superman.
There you go.
You're gonna make me use Google. Damn it.
Dr. Manhattan's the blue guy off Watchmen. The guy could literally
thought
snap
that was
his fingers and then
obviously
Superman
not.
would like poof in the dust.
Yeah, he's not as big of a.
Oh yeah, Dr. Manhattan, the blue
Did you
guy.
like that?
He plays. Doesn't he play the drums in a Vegas show?
God, Lord.
Blue Man Group.
No.
Oh, Lebo. But I'll just say this as my final thought, and that's I like where Marvel's going with their series for the most part. I would like to see, like Age of Ultron was kind of disappointing. It's like I think Age of Ultron's the only one so far that I really thought was disappointing. And then Iron Man 3 wasn't that great, but all the rest of them I pretty much liked. And I would like to, I just kind of feel, like I said earlier, it's kind of getting oversaturated. So it's a little hard for me to follow at this point. So I feel like I'm missing stuff, by not watching these series and everything that are coming out, because there's just too much of it. So I don't know. I'd just like to see more of a focused, I guess, approach, and see more about more Iron Man movies and, individual movies, as opposed to these big, Avengers style films where they all come together. I prefer the individual films more than the Avengers or like the Batman versus Superman type films.
I mean, on the bright side,
I really like the Netflix series, because obviously with a movie you can only tell so much of a story within 2 hours, right? But with Jessica Jones, and with especially Daredevil, which I absolutely love, which is probably aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, is probably like my favorite Marvel MCU so far. But I like how dark and how deep the plot line is, because of course with the TV series on Netflix, it can be R-rated, and then also the fact that you have 13 episodes to tell a story, so you get more involved with the characters, which I like, because there's a lot more character development. At this point, I'd say I'm more of a fan of the Netflix series than I am even of the movies. But also, the last thing I'd like to say is I want a Joker and Harley Quinn movie, damn it, with Jared Leto and Harley Quinn. Make it happen.
I mean, on the plus side of all this oversaturation is if you have a favorite character, you can stick to that show.
Yeah.
So if you like the Arrow, you only have to watch the Arrow.
Let's get a Joker show.
No. Netflix show, maybe.
That'd be bad.
Not CW
bad
show for
ass. Sure. I think Joker is probably my all-time favorite DC character, other than Batman.
DC character? I'd have to go Batman there.
Yeah, are we gonna close out with our favorite Marvel and DC characters?
Sure.
Go Dakota.
Okay. Obviously, I'll go favorite hero villain from each. That way. Batman, of course, and then it would be Deathstroke for villain for DC. It would be Gambit for Marvel, and then probably maybe Thanos, which he's going to be coming out, or Galactica.
Cool.
There we go. Yeah,
he likes world killers, apparently.
Yeah.
Marvel. Let's do DC first. I know DC better. Let's just do Batman, because it's just Batman.
Yeah.
And I think villain would probably be the Joker.
Yeah.
Because it's just so iconic, and it's Batman, Joker. That's what it is. Marvel. As much as I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I've seen all the little superhero squads that my son likes to watch, and all the different Marvel stuff that I've watched, I don't really know many characters other than Avengers in Marvel. But I think my favorite would probably be the Punisher.
Yeah.
And my favorite villain from Marvel would probably be Kingpin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good.
Man. Yeah, he was so good in that Netflix series.
I totally forgot Loki was even a choice.
Wow, that's who I was gonna go with. But for me, definitely, for DC, Batman and Joker, without a doubt. As far as Marvel, I'd say Loki, and then as a villain, and then as a hero, I don't know. It'd have to be between Iron Man and Rocket Raccoon. Just Rocket Raccoon.
Raccoon.
He's so awesome. But we'll just say Iron Man. Tony Stark.
Well, technically, since it's Marvel, we could throw in Star Wars characters, right?
No. Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
Pray Disney never does a crossover. That will.
Oh my God.
I'll hate both from there on out.
All of a sudden, Guardians of the Galaxy show up to help the Rebel Alliance.
I'll be burning all my Star Wars memorabilia at that point.
Yeah.
If Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out and they're fighting some alien, and here comes freaking Rey and the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the Avengers.
Or in the Han Solo startup film, he's gonna buy his Millennium Falcon from Chris Pratt.
You heard it here first, folks. And the next spoiler alert in the Avengers. Not only is the Guardians of the Galaxy, not only are they there for the battle against Thanos, but Rey, BB-8.
Spoiler alert: Rey kills Thanos.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh man, that would be.
And
insane.
Peter Quill shags are in the back of his.
Yeah. And the entire interior of the ship looks like a Jackson Pollock painting.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys. I guess we'll go ahead and end it there. Thanks for tuning in.
That's a good.
And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook. Our Facebook page also has a lot of other stuff besides, just our video content, but we also post, the latest geek news there. So if you want to keep up to date with that, be sure to subscribe to us on Facebook. And until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.